In the quest for shrinking bezels, some companies have decided to remain traditional, while others have chosen to go a notch above. Bad puns aside, this video is gonna be all about bezel-less screens and which one do we at C4 Tech think is the best implementation. Hey guys, Ash here from C4 Tech, and before we begin, here's a card to our latest giveaway. I'll also leave a link in the description below, and while you're down there, click that bell icon so that you don't miss out on any of our daily content. Let's now get to the video. Now, with the Mi Mix 2S in the office for just a day, we were all hurrying. We tried to compare it against a flurry of devices, the ones you wanted to see us compared with. And while doing that, we all simultaneously came to the same realization. Every modern flagship sports thin bezels, but they achieve that with vastly different design and build choices. So which one of these is the best? Let's find out. First up, you know whose choice this one is? The iPhone X. Now, in my time with the iPhone X, I was okay with the notch. Didn't particularly hate it, but I didn't love it either. In fact, I saw it more like a necessary evil. Technology isn't yet at the point where we can put cameras and ambient light sensors underneath the display, so the notch was the only real option. Well, it can be distracting, especially during video playback and normal day-to-day usage. It blends into the user interface and isn't an eyesore. In fact, some innovative apps on the App Store do integrate the notch into their design seamlessly. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, we have devices like the Mi Mix and more recently the Mi Mix 2S. Well, the top and sides have very minimal to almost no bezels. The bottom houses a chin. Now, personally, I prefer this approach as I like having something to hold on to while I grab the phone in landscape, especially when I have to take thumbnail shots like this. That bottom comes into play. Now, one of the problems of having no bezels at the top is that you need to relocate the camera. Xiaomi decided to put it at the bottom right, and this means the selfies turn out weird unless you flip the phone around before taking one. We also wondered if it would affect face unlock in any way, but it doesn't seem to be a problem. The Redmi Note 5 Pro, with which we tried to flip it and unlock, it worked fine. The Mi Mix 2S was running pre-production software, so it was missing a few features at the time we tested it. So that's why we had to test it with the Redmi Note 5 Pro instead. Now, there are a very few devices that try to get the best. Well, in this case, the worst of both worlds. Devices like the P20 and the Zenfone 5 have both a bottom chin as well as a notch on top. Now, I can excuse the notch on the iPhone X, after all, it doesn't have any bottom lip at all, but I really don't understand why companies would put a notch above as well as a bottom bezel below. The design language doesn't really look appealing. I mean, it looks cool, yes, I don't deny it, but it looks like they could have done something better, and that's at least to me. What do you think? Anyway, Huawei reasoned that it was because they didn't want to relocate the fingerprint sensor to the back, and that seems to be an okay explanation. Do you agree with them? Here's a poll. Let us know if you're okay with phones having a notch and a chin at the same time. Well, here's where I would generally say let's hope for the future. But seems like one company has already bought the future to us. Yes, I'm talking about the Vivo Apex. This concept phone shown off at MWC features a truly bezel-less display. There is no notch or noticeable chin. The fingerprint scanner is under the display, and so is the proximity sensor. The entire front of the display is the earpiece, something we've seen before on the first generation Mi Mix. The ambient light sensor resides on the edge of the screen, and the front camera, well, it pops in and out of the top of the phone. This is the future of truly bezel-less displays, and while Vivo Apex is truly a one-of-a-kind phone, and even if we do manage to overlook the fact that this is a concept device, there are a few fundamentals that we'd have to give up on in our quest to go fully bezel-less. Any moving mechanisms like the motorized selfie camera on the Vivo Apex means that water and dust resistance would be more of a challenge. And we also might have to give up on dual stereo speakers. If these features are important to you, then maybe the S9 Plus and the S9 have the perfect compromise for you. They have really thin bottom and top bezels, sport IP68 and dual speakers, also have infinity displays which curve into the metal frames to the sides, an immersive experience without any compromise. So, That about wraps this one up. Which phone do you feel has the best implementation of bezels or bezel-less displays? What's your favorite? Let us know in the comments below. And also share this video with friends and family and tell them to comment their choices down below. We'd really love to see what you guys think. If you hate bezel-less screens and prefer the chunky roll displays, well, you know what you'd have to do. But if you do love the newer phones, then go ahead, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe and turn on notifications. And I guess it's time for me to bid you adieu. Thanks a lot for watching. Till next time, this here is Ash. You've been watching C4E Tech, and I'm signing off for now. You guys have a great day, or if you're watching it at night, goodbye and good night.